Right, the next thing is the primary oil change on the primary chain. I had a look underneath. I'll try and show you underneath. I've got a torch here. You can see there, that's the drain plug here. And on my 97 Harley Davidson, that drain plug, after a bit of research, is a Torx 40. Now I bought myself off Amazon pretty cheap a set of Torx bits, because the primary chain cover also is a Torx, I believe a Torx 23. So I'd done a bit of research. It was a 40, which is this one here. Now I first put it on a little ratchet, and my God, was it tight. I'm not sure the engineers that have serviced this bike before, whether they ever tightened it or ever took it out, but I did panic, because no matter how much force I put on, I could not undo that drain plug. I sprayed it with WD-40, tried to get in there, but I doubt whether any of that got up inside the threads to help. But what I did do is did a bit of research on different forums, and they were saying that sometimes it's a 3/16 Allen key, which is this, that did not fit properly. If I start trying to put force on that drain plug, I'm going to strip it. My Torx 40 fitted perfect. So what I did is I got a wee spanner, as you can see, and I put it on the Torx bit. I put it on and just gently started tapping with a hammer. Just kept going and going and going. Initially it turned the spanner on the Torx bit, but that's gripped tight, so I'm going to leave that in place for when I put it back. But then all of a sudden it started to give way. So it was a real panic moment, because the last thing you want to do is strip the drain plug. But I have loosened it now, so I'm going to carry on now. Remove the bolts on the primary chain cover, put the drip tray underneath, and drain the oil out. So I've just removed the drain plug. Here she is, this small little plug, and I have a little bit of, I'd call it swarf almost, attached to the magnetic plug. So nothing in there to worry about from what I can see. So I'm just going to clean that up when I'm ready to put that back in. Just draining the oil, and now I'm going to take off the primary case. Okay, so we're going to remove the chain cover. On this bike, again 97 Harley, it's T27, you can see that, Torx, which fits perfectly. It's important to get the right ones, because if you strip the heads on these, it's game over. So there she goes. That fits perfect. And there she is. And all I've got is the O-ring gasket on there. I bought a new set of gaskets, so we're going to fit them on there. I'll just put that to one side. You can see inside there, pretty much dripped out. I'm just going to stand the bike upright just to see if there's any more that comes out. Don't believe so. No. I think because she's on the side stand, all the oil in that primer is already flowing out to that. It's pretty much finished at that. Just the last drops now. So I'm just going to clean up my little drain plug. Good news there is there's very little. It was literally swarf on the end of that little magnet there. And now you can see much better the importance of having the right Torx bit to fit into that plug. You can probably see in the past might have been some other less fitting ones gone in there. We're going to put that one back now. I've used my own judgment on that. I have got a torque bar, but I've done that what I would regard as nice and tight, and hopefully next time I come and do a service I'm not worried about trying to strip the thread off that. So the next thing is to get ready now to put the oil into the case. Okay, so just like the engine oil, I've drained all the oil out the primary. I put it into here, and you can see this is scale of milliliters. Just under 1.2 litres of oil came out, which is really good because most people just put a quart in. The actual capacity is 38 fluid ounces, which is 1.12. So a quart and a bit really is what you're going to need. So that's what I'm going to be putting in, and see how she fills up at that. Okay, so I've seen lots of different methods on YouTube about putting the oil back in the primary. I've never done this before. I've got myself a small funnel. I'm just going to try this and see how we get on. That seemed to go in pretty easy. I can see the level in there. Again, I checked, and I'm putting in 9.5. So 0.95. I want to be putting in another 1.5. This is what I had left over with putting in the, so we can see there I've got 3, so I'm going to put in another 1.5. Because that's what I took out. That's a half. one, and I'm pretty much up to the bottom there. So as she's on the side stand, I've put back in pretty much what I took out. Just a little bit more. That should get me to, there we go. So I've just put in a full quart, which is 0.95 of a litre, and I've just put in another 1.5, give me the 12. Yeah, it's just nicely topped up at that. Okay, so we've got the oil in. Now when I took this off, there was no gasket on. The O-ring is sitting nicely in there, and that looks in good condition, so there's no point in me taking that out. But I did buy a couple of other gaskets that could go over there. I'm going to fit this one. It's recommended for my bike and the age. This says towards the clutch, so I'm guessing this is the way it'll go. And it fits nicely over there, and it's just another gasket to contain the oil in there rather than relying on purely on the housing. So I'm going to go ahead and bolt her up at that, and after a little bit of running I can always take it off and see what it's like. Right, it's important to tighten these up evenly as you go round. Doing a final tightening again. I've got a torque wrench, but I'm going to just tighten these by hand, using a judgment, and then obviously we'll check for leaks when we fire her up. Okay, so onto the transmission oil next.